Opening
Opening
statement.
statement?
Yeah.
Okay. So used to Mark the friends giving me instructions. Yeah, it's a disappointing loss. I thought that got to figure some things out with our slow starts in the first half. It's starting to trend into something consistent, and I got to figure that out. It's my job. I'll take accountability for that. I thought we came out in the second half and we battled 38-38, and a couple of things just didn't go our way. Whether it was a traveling violation, a couple missed layups in the first half. I mean, we missed a ton of layups in the first half. Layups that they made. It's been a tough stretch playing at Richmond. At 6 o'clock, and then turning around and asking these guys to come play almost less than 2 days later. But that's college basketball. We got to figure some things out. We get a chance to take a day off and just got to regroup and bounce back.
Tony, it wasn't so much just the slow start, but it almost looked like you were slower compared to them. Did it feel that way to you, that it just was kind of a step slow there a bit?
Yeah, they look free. They look relaxed. At the end of the day, it's a home game for them. Winning on the road it's almost impossible. And they had the juice. They came out and kind of punched us in the mouth the first couple possessions. We turned it over, and it kind of took the air out of our confidence. And again, I'll continue to say it for as long as we keep doing it. This league is too good to spot anybody 11, 13 points, and that's what we did. And they play with a lot of confidence. And they got a couple guys that are playing high-level basketball right now. Obviously, James Bishop is James Bishop. Darren Buchanan, freshman, is playing out of his mind right now. And anytime you can have that kind of a combination, it's going to be a tough night, especially on the road.
Keyshawn, when you look at the last 7 days or so, before then, obviously you guys have been rolling along pretty good. What's been different, you feel like? I mean, beyond simply playing some pretty good teams.
We just got to get out to a better start. Like Coach said, we just been like a daisy. Like we just haven't been getting up, and it's like we got so used to winning that now we think it's just come easy. We got to play harder and come out stronger, because these teams, we have a target on our back. People picked us whatever, but now they see when we play that we're a different team. So we just have to come out and play stronger in the first half, because it's like we're spotting teams points, and then in the second half we pick it up, but then it's too late.
Hey, Keyshawn, Coach talked about missing some bunnies inside. They seem to all be contested. Are you starting to see more arms, more hands, more people jamming up the lane to make it more difficult for you and Amari to finish?
Yeah, you can see in the scouting report that they're saying, they're even talking in the game, be help or take his left away. Yeah, so they're in the gaps, and I got to see that, and I got to make better plays. I can't just go up wild and reckless. So I just got to get better and just know how to absorb the contact and try to finish or find the extra, because it's a lot of help there.
And Coach, for you, how much are you seeing that over the last couple of games, especially with VCU, that teams are willing to cede the jump shot to you to try to take away some of the points that you guys were getting inside?
Yeah, I mean, it's at the end of the day, these Keyshawn and Amari, they're playing at an exceptionally high rate. A rate that I'll continue to say they haven't played before. So there's a learning curve that has to happen. That's something we talk about, something we watch. But at the end of the day, if Keyshawn Hall has a bad night and he's 7 for 17 and still had 19 points, I'm not mad at him. Same thing with Amari. He ended up being 5 for 10 with 14 points. And so when you look at the stat, there were a couple of times when they both did kick it out and we just missed a couple threes. The game was down a 5-point game, and it was a kick out by I think Keyshawn to Darius, and he stepped out of bounds. And so I'm never going to look into what the other teams are doing to our best players. That's just what happens in basketball, and I think these guys are, they're figuring it out, and they got to continue to get better there. But you can't go 5 for 23 on the road and expect to have a chance to win from 3. And we got some pretty good looks, I'd say.
Yeah, with Darius, do you feel like it was just him missing shots today? Because a lot of them, he did have a lot of space to take a look, and those are shots you would like for him to take.
Absolutely. Those are the shots he's got to take. He's probably got to simplify a little bit more and just be a little bit more shot ready, because he's a damn good shooter. I mean, he was 1 for 6 tonight, and my math is probably incorrect, but it'd be somewhat close. Shooting almost 41%, and so even with a tough night like this, he's still a 40% three-point shooter, and he's just got to get more rhythm shots up and just be shot ready and get his confidence back. He's one of the better shooters in this league, and so I'm not worried about that. It's the ebbs and flows of basketball, man. You're gonna miss something, you're gonna make something. And so we probably deserve a day off, and then we'll just be regrouping this week.
when you look at that stretch after you got it back to 7 after Darius made the 3 with maybe 6.5 to go, and I think you had 4 turnovers in the next 5 possessions. I mean, how much did that you feel like kind of?
Yeah, I can't wait to watch film just because there was a sequence where, I took my jacket off for a reason because I didn't want to get a technical foul, and I'll just leave it at that. I just thought that, these guys fought, and for 3 or 4 straight possessions, they weren't rewarded, and it's just the honest truth.
So, Coach, just a bit of a slow start. Then you guys went on a bit of a run coming out of halftime. Were there any specific adjustments you made, and kind of how do you think the team responded to whatever you said at halftime?
I mean, the game of basketball is pretty simple. I think, you see the ball go on the rim, and all of a sudden you get happier, and all of a sudden your energy picks up, and you just start playing harder. The opposite is you see it, you miss, and you're a little bit not as confident. And so, we picked it up in the second half just because we scored it a little bit better. We scored 24 in the first half and 38 in the second half. But like I said, a couple of things went wrong. As much as we were down, to still cut it down to 7 or 5. If those 2 or 3 turnovers don't happen, we get a stop, we get a bucket. It's a completely different ball game when it's a 2-possession game, whether it's 4 or 3 points. And I think we were right there. But again, my hat goes off to GW and Chris Caputo. It's a well-coached team. They're playing at a high level, and it's just tough. Those possessions are very, very important, every one of them, and we just can't spot teams. And we came close, but not close enough.
Yeah, Coach, can you talk a little bit about, obviously you were on that Final Four team that Caputo was an assistant on. Can you talk about coaching against him for the first time?
Yeah, it's that's my guy. I love Chris, and he's part of my basketball family, and this was a tough one. Obviously, I wanted to win. This is probably the one that I'll just rather close the chapter on and just kind of move on, just because that's my guy. But at the end of the day, I'm a competitor and I want to win, and regardless who I'm playing against. But it's a big reason why he's here and a big reason why I'm here. And I'm happy for if anybody else is going to win in the league, it's GW.
Tony, 3 tough defeats in a row where there were possibilities of victory, there were windows of opportunity. What kind of positives can you take from the last week moving forward? Yeah,
I think we've, when you, and again, 2 road games out of that 3, and then a tough nail biter against VCU. So it's a game of vengeance. I think our connection just needs to get a little bit tighter. I think, again, you got a bunch of different guys, and I said it, I knew it. You play so well. The curve is coming. I knew it. I didn't admit it to anybody publicly, but that's just part of what the game gives you. And we probably need a little bit of humbling just to kind of get back to the core of, how we got off to a hot start. But, these guys, like I said, they've bought into what I've asked of them. 3 losses in a row, it's conference play. It's been rough, but all it takes is 1 win and you're right back to where you need to be. It's a mental game, and I just got to get them back in a positive mindset. We're 2 and 3 in conference play, and we all know what conference play brings, man. It comes in waves. We have 2 home games coming up, and we've been pretty good on our home floor, and so we just got to get back and regroup.
Anything else?